Everybody can hear and see us right now, but not on the TV just yet, just on the replay. Okay. All right, Julie, you okay with the way that looks?
That's fine.
Jan, you okay with the way that looks? Okay. So let's see it up here. We've got 2 minutes. It should start at 2:16.
But it's recording now.
That's it there. Yeah.
Go for it.
Hey, everybody. Hello, good afternoon. We are coming to you from the makeshift living room. Notice Julie and I are 6 feet apart. So wanted to just take some time again to talk with you a little bit, give you an update, and just let you know where we are with not but a couple other things as well. So just an update on the COVID virus within the state of Florida. We are now up to 7,495, so almost 7,500 positive COVID cases right here in Florida. We are also, unfortunately, up to 101 deaths, and that is changing rapidly each day. So tonight, our governor has issued a stay-at-home order, and that differs a little bit from what we had, which was a safe-at-home order. So now what the governor is asking you to do is basically stay at home. So what that means in my mind is essential travel would be dire need to go to the doctor's office. It would not mean little trips here and there like a lot of folks have still been doing. So I do understand that once this stay-at-home order is live, we obviously have had to give our staff letters to let them be able to get through any kind of police stop, and the police would be probably monitoring that and wondering why people were out on the road. So we have been able to get them that so that they can show up for work. The memos have been many, and I know that is a concern to some. We are trying to save paper, but we really do want to get the word out and keep you updated. I know that Andy and his team are putting everything out on MyW as well. So all of the information that we are providing to you is also on MyW. Staff continue to work long hours to ensure the least amount of exposure to all of you. We do continue to ask you to adhere to the precautions. We're still having a lot of questions. I know that my memo was a bit harsh that I sent out last week. Quite a few people, and I know Andy was manager on duty on Saturday, scared a few people on the whole eviction notice thing, but we just want you to know that this is real. This virus is deadly. Our population that we serve here is the most vulnerable population. So we are working very hard to ensure that you understand that no one in the leadership is going to give you permission to do something. Our answer to you when you ask us a question is going to be, we highly recommend that you not go off the campus. We've had people push back and say, can I go to the water? I have just told my staff we are going to say we highly recommend that you do not. So our biggest concern is that exposure that you may encounter. I know that you do your best to stay 6 feet away from other people, but you just don't know. The biggest thing right now is washing your hands for 20 seconds with soap and water, and the social distancing. Those are the two best ways that you can protect yourself at this point from the COVID-19. Julia, anything you want to add to that?
Well, I think there will be no meetings of any committees on campus. I think that that's really important right now. Certainly in compliance with the fact that we shouldn't be in a room with more than 10 people, but I think that's down to 2 people now. We should not be visiting in one another's apartments. I think that's really important. Everybody understands, including myself, that it's lonely, but try to get on board with the Zoom situation. Andy is setting up something called a Zoom chat room, and we'll try to send out really good descriptions of how you access that. And that'll give an opportunity for us to be able to talk to one another through that particular forum. If you go to a doctor's office, if you go to any other appointment, hearing aids, whatever, then when you come back, you self-isolate for 14 days. Now, Jan, correct me if I'm wrong, but is the 14 days, would that be also if you do go for a hearing aid appointment, assuming you don't need anybody else?
You know, I think the best answer to that question is how critical is the hearing aid appointment? Is it something that you would be able to delay? If it's, you know, I think really at this point, we're going to be asked, according to the governor's newest order, to eliminate as much as we possibly can that is not medically essential. So I think the biggest thing, Julia, is really the doctor's offices are probably next to Publix. It's probably one of the worst places you can be. That's why we're doing the quarantines. We're trying. I've had a couple people have emergency dentist appointments. But for me, I mean, I can hear. So for me, a hearing aid appointment would not be that critical. But for somebody that really needs that, I think we have to balance those things.
So would that person then have to come back and have to be quarantined?
If it would be in a physician's office, yes. If it would be a one-on-one appointment where you would not have that level of exposure, we'd probably do the temp and the screening at the front desk.
Now, some of the people that have gone to doctor's offices say that the doctor's offices are really doing their best to have the only one person in at a time.
In the waiting room?
In the waiting room, that they send you back out to your car.
Okay.
So
well, maybe they're changing a lot of ways in that respect. I think that it would be a case by case. You know, as of Friday, I won't be here any longer. I know Jim Pulaski will be here. So I think what we continue to do is bring those concerns. I've had a lot of people come to me and question me. What should I do? What shouldn't I do? I'm trying very hard to stay consistent. So one-offs, you know, my staff have actually been asked from time to time about one-offs, but we're trying to be pretty consistent in saying, look, if you're taking a risk and you're going to the doctor's office, you're going to be quarantined. Or at least you're going to be screened and temperatures taken for the next few days.
So did you want to say a few words about who's replacing you and how that's all going to evolve?
No, not really. No, I'm just kidding. So at this point, a couple other things I did want to continue before I get into that.
Okay.
Is meal delivery is going well. I hope. We have heard some very positive things. So we just ask for your continued patience. We feel like we're getting the hang of that meal delivery. Also, the pop-up store, that is being created as we continue to use it. So this week has gone fairly well for us. We have added the fruit. We're trying to keep on top of the fruit and the variety of fruit. We've also added some quarts of milk. That was just today. So if you go to the store tomorrow, there will be quarts of milk available for you to purchase. Last but not least, I want to announce that Janice Nelson, and Janice was our resident lifestyle facilitator on the assisted living. She will become the new independent living resident lifestyle facilitator. So congratulations to all of the independent living. You will absolutely love Janice. She is a delightful lady to work with. And then Danny, who was a part-time, will be taking Janice's full-time role. So we promoted from within. It was fantastic. It's going to work out well for everybody. So that's great news. And Andy's team continues to be extremely strong and available to each and every one of you. So for me, you know, I'm not going to say goodbye as much as I'm going to say see you later. God is good, and you never know when our paths will cross again. So I have thoroughly enjoyed the last 4 years here. You all have been fantastic, a great group of residents and the staff. I said goodbye to the staff yesterday. We had a wonderful staff recognition yesterday. We could not gather as a team, but we used this room to pass out supplies to them, and toilet paper was one of those supplies. They were very excited and ecstatic. We also were able to present them with some gift cards from the Orlando office, which was very much appreciated, and in this time of struggles really benefited a lot. So thank you to each and every one of you for all of your support. Thank you, as I said to the resident council this morning, my 4 years in Florida will be unforgettable. You've supplied me with a hurricane in my first year I was here. We've had numerous floods, and last but not least, COVID-19. So I can tell you that those 4 years have been chocked full of great learning lessons for Jan, and I will take them with me. So thank you for that. And Dominica, I think is how we say it. Dominica Wayman will be the interim executive director. I believe she is starting on the 17th, if I'm correct. Julia will have an opportunity to meet her, and some of the staff will have an opportunity to meet her on the 10th of April. And in between my time that I leave, so Monday of next week through that time period till Dominica gets here, it will be Jim Pulaski. And I hope you all know Jim. He's our regional vice president of operations. He'll be here sitting in and helping out. So that is all I know at this point in time.
So before I tell you on behalf of all the residents how much we will miss you and respect you and pray for your success, I just want to say that don't worry about Jim Pulaski. He's a real pushover.
Oh my God, he is. He's
So
a pussycat.
anything we want, we'll get. I'm kidding.
Yeah, right.
I'm
I'm going to tell him that.
We did work with Jim in the past, before Jan came, and he's really a great guy. He's the vice president of the region, so he has all kinds of knowledge and information he'll share with us, but he will be able to answer your questions as they arise. So feel free to put them in my box or address them to their office. I guess Keith will be there to field questions as well. So don't feel like we're in any situation without somebody caring about us at the top. And the council is available to you as well. And you now have my email address, which some of you have been using today, and I appreciate your messages. I think we've answered most of the questions that came in today. So I think that's it. But I'm honored to represent you, to say goodbye to Jan, or not goodbye, but till we meet again.
Right.
And to thank her for everything she's done for us.
You are quite welcome. It's been a lot of fun. And I obviously am not able to hug you, so I'm sending air hugs to all of you. I will miss you very, very much. And, take good care of the leadership team. They're an awesome group.
And the staff. Please continue to thank the staff.
Absolutely.
It's really, really difficult for them, as you know. And they are wonderful. They're just always smiling. I can't believe how how many smiles I see in a given day. So again, and thank you, Andy, for doing this. This was really important for Jan to be able to address the whole team and all the residents.
Take care, everybody.